Beginning today in a child's pose, Balasana. I want you to make sure your knees are as wide as your hips or a little bit wider. Find what feels good for you. Toes together behind you. Trying to sink your hips back into your heels. You'll drop your chest to the earth and sink your head down towards the mat. Your arms reaching out in front of you, palms face down, rooting your fingers into the earth. Taking nice deep breaths as we settle into Balasana. Bringing your awareness into the breath and how the breath is moving through your body. Gently shifting our awareness into the observer, releasing any engagement in any thoughts or sensations or feelings that come up, and trying to stay focused on your breath, focusing on observing rather than engaging. Keeping the chest low, we're just going to walk our hands over towards the right side, placing your left hand on top of the right as well. Continuing to take deep breaths as we start to open up the left side of the body. Really focus on breathing into the left side as you open up and find space in the lungs there. Take your time as we just switch sides, taking hands over towards the left side and placing your right hand on top of the left. Breathing now consciously into the right side of the body as we open up and find space there. You don't want to force the breath. Let the breath flow with ease. We're going to gently make our way back to center into the Balasana, reaching the arms out in front of you. Your left hand is going to root into the earth, while your right hand now threads underneath the left arm, bringing your gaze over towards the left, getting an opening into the shoulders now. Breathing deeply, now bringing your awareness into breathing to the right shoulders. You open up and find space in the lungs on the right shoulder. With another inhale, I want you to gently untwist, reaching that right hand in front of you, rooting it into the earth. Setting up for the opposite side now, your left arm will thread underneath the right, bringing your gaze over towards the right side, ear on the mat. Breathing now into that left shoulder as we open up and find space in the lungs there. With your next inhale, we'll untwist, finding one last breath in our Balasana, both arms reaching out. With your next inhale, start to roll forward onto your hands and knees, coming into your tabletop for a moment to find alignment. I want to make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips over your knees. pressing your fingertips into the earth, the tops of your feet also pressing into the earth. So your entire body is still active here, engaging the core. From here, we're going to make our way into cat and cow, Balasana, Matsyendrasana. This is going to help us connect our movement now to the breath that we found. So as you inhale, I want you to open up the heart, drop the stomach to the earth, gaze goes up to the sky. And when you start to exhale, start to round the spine and push away from the earth, rounding the back. And then that cycle will start again with the breath. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, rounding away from the earth. Continuing to move with your breath. Really try to let your breath guide your movements, not forcing the movement, letting the body flow to the breath. As we warm up the spine, gently we are preparing our bodies from some movement. Letting that breath flow through the body, letting your body know that you're safe, you're grounded, and letting yourself move with the flow of that breath. Together on an inhale, we're going to come back to stillness. And then we're going to roll our hips forward, dropping down onto the elbows. We're going to come into Bhujangasana, Sphinx pose. So again, take a moment to check on your alignment first, making sure the shoulders are over your elbows, fingers are spread out wide, pressing into the earth, almost pulling the hands back rather than pushing into the hands. And you'll notice that pulling of the arms back will start to lift the chest and find length in the spine. You'll also notice that your lower back is feeling engaged. I want you to try and make sure that you're still breathing deeply here. Letting that breath flow through the body, observing any sensations here. From here, keep your left elbow where it is. The left hand is going to shift over towards the right elbow. When it gets there, that right hand is going to begin to reach behind you. And you might bend that right knee so that you can grab hold of the right foot. Getting a nice stretch into the quad here, you're going to pull that leg in as close as you feel comfortable with. You can use a strap here or a towel, anything to support you and make this pose feel good and a nice stretch. I want you to make sure your chest is still open, length is in the spine. Taking nice deep breaths here, observing the sensations and feelings that might arise. And rather than engaging with it as we usually do, just observe, let it come up and let it drift away. Using your breath as an anchor into the present moment and staying in that observer role. We'll exhale, release that right foot, drop the right elbow back into the earth. That right hand will shift over to where that left elbow was as the left hand then reaches behind us, maybe grabbing hold of that left foot now. Our chest is open, still length in the spine. Engaging that lower back still, but pulling that leg in, getting a nice stretch. Shoulder blades squeezing together, keep the heart open. Observing the body and observing the breath flow through the body. With inhales, we find space within the body. And with the exhales, we sink a little bit further into that space. So even in stillness, we use the breath to guide the body. Exhale, gently release hold of that foot. Drop the elbow into the mat. Twist to face the front. Both hands are now reaching out in front of you. Back in that Bhujangasana. Opening the heart. And from here with an exhale, shift your weight into the hands. So now pressing into the hands rather than pulling them back. You're going to push your hips back. We're finding our way into our Adho, Mukha, Savasana, our downward facing dog. Adjusting your body by making sure your feet are hip width apart. Your knees are bent if you're feeling tight in the hamstrings as we try to draw the heels down to the earth. Your hips pushing up towards the sky and your chest pushing down towards your thighs. Pushing your weight into your fingertips, activating the hands and protecting your wrists. One last deep breath here. Then we're all going to bend our knees generously as we look to the top of the mat and start to walk or step our way into our Uttanasana, standing forward fold, releasing the upper body here now. Maybe you want to take a moment to shake out the arms, shake out your head, letting go of tension in the upper body, feeling stress maybe melting away. Observe how the body feels here. Keeping your knees bent if your hamstring or your lower back are feeling a bit tight. Really listening to the body and letting the body guide you into what feels good. So just like I am doing, keeping those knees bent to give your hips, your lower back and hamstrings that little bit more space. And you'll still get the benefits of this asana. One last deep breath. And with an exhale, I want you to all bend your knees and sink your hips all the way down into Sukhasana, easy pose. So you're finding a seat, crossing the legs in front of you here. Sitting up tall, shoulders away from the ears. Together we'll inhale, begin to reach both arms up towards the sky. Coming into a revolved easy pose, we're going to twist, bringing your right hand behind you, left hand onto the right thigh. Bringing your gaze towards the back. Still sitting up tall, finding length in the spine in your Parivrtta Sukhasana. With your next inhale, we'll untwist and reach the arms up. And then we're swapping sides. So as you exhale, right hand to left thigh as your left hand goes behind you to support you. Inhale, finding length in the spine, sit up tall. And exhale, maybe twisting a little bit deeper. Again, letting the breath guide you. Inhale, length and space. And exhale, going in deeper. With your next inhale, we'll lift back up, reach both arms for the sky. And now as you exhale, drop the right hand into the earth. And your left hand is going to reach over your head. Seated side bend pose, Parsva Sukhasana. Breathing into the left side of the body like we did in our Balasana. Keeping that left arm over your head, not letting yourself round the spine, but keep length in the spine, chest is open. We'll then inhale, lift up, swap sides, exhale, drop the left hand down as the right arm reaches over your head. Focusing your awareness on breathing deeply into the right side of the body now. Finding space in the lungs here on the right side. Inhale will come, reaching the arms back up. With your next exhale, palms together, down towards your heart. Bringing your thumbs down to your heart, we'll take one nice deep breath here, feeling the breath lift the thumbs. Taking a nice deep breath here. And then we're going to make our way onto our backs now. Making sure you have space behind you, we're going to roll onto our backs. Bending both knees so feet are planted into the earth. We're setting ourselves up for Supta Padangusthasana. If you need, we're going to use a strap here, or a towel or a belt, anything you have laying around that can help. I want you to place that strap or prop around your foot, and we're going to extend that right leg up towards the sky. If you feel comfortable here, maybe you want to extend that left leg out entirely. But if not, and you want to keep some space in the hips, you can keep your left foot planted in the earth, keeping your knee bent. So I want you to play with what feels good for you here. Making sure that you're still breathing with ease, your shoulders are relaxed away from the ears down into the earth. Maybe even close your eyes here as we settle into the Savasana. Keeping your right foot flexed slightly to protect your knee. If you'd like to add a little movement, I invite you to start to sway your right leg side to side slightly. And you'll notice as you do this, that stretch starts to shift, and you might notice that in some areas it's a little looser, in some areas you have more sensations come up. That's completely normal as we start to get into different parts of that hamstring. So let your breath flow, let your body move to the breath as you just sway that leg side to side. As time goes on, maybe you notice that leg starts to move more and more to one side and then the other as you open up that hip and relax that hamstring. Alright, from here I want to find some stillness, so bring that leg out in front of you again. And then we're going to grab hold of the strap, or just hold your foot with that right hand, and the left hand is going to drop down towards the earth. We're then going to open up that right leg out to the side, trying to keep your hips grounded into the earth. With control, you're letting that leg fall down towards the earth as much as you can, getting a nice opening up into that right hip and also deepening the stretch in the hamstring. Try to keep your legs straight, so if you need to release the strap and find some more room, adjust the body here. Maybe you were holding onto the foot and now you want to use a prop. That's fine. Just make sure that you're feeling good and the breath is flowing easily. You're not feeling any kind of pain. With control, I want us to come back to center. Try to engage the core here as you bring the leg back to center. Then you're switching hands. So your left hand is going to grab your prop or your foot, and your right hand is going to go out to the side to support you as you now slowly shift your foot over to the left side. Now you might not do this very far because you'll notice that this is quite tight. So maybe you're just slightly shifting over to the left, or the leg comes as far as it can, getting a really deep opening into that thigh, finding a really deep opening into that glute now as well. Breathe deeply. We're going to gently come back to center. And when you feel ready, bend at the knee and release that foot into the earth. Preparing ourselves for the other side now. You're going to take your left foot and strap yourself in with your prop, or you're going to grab hold of your big toe with 2 fingers, whatever feels good for you. Remember, we want to feel comfortable. We want to be able to breathe with ease and not feel any pain or restriction. As we settle in here, you can close your eyes if that feels good for you or you feel called to do so. And you also have the option to start finding a gentle sway with the left leg now. Moving side to side slowly, letting your breath guide the movement and letting your body tell you how far is too far. Just observe. Don't judge yourself. Just breathe, staying present in the moment. As time moves on, you'll start to notice that leg sways more over to each side as you open up a bit more. And then we're going to gently come back to center, finding stillness for a moment so that we can grab hold with the left hand and release the right arm down to the side. Take a nice deep breath here. And with your exhale, start to drop the leg over to the left as you open up the hips. Again, releasing the strap a little or your prop a little bit to find more space. Maybe using a prop now if you were holding onto the foot. Honor what the body is letting you know. And not pushing yourself too far, causing pain or injury. Engage the core so that you can, with control and ease, bring that leg back to center. Swapping hands so the right hand grabs hold of your prop as the left hand goes to the side. And we're going to guide that leg gently over to the right. So this doesn't have to be too much. Listen to what feels good as you gently start to drop that leg over to the right. Keeping your foot flexed, engaging the leg so you're protecting your knee. And then we're gently going to guide ourselves back to center. And drop that foot, releasing your props over to the side. Both feet planted. Your knees are bent. You're going to take your right foot and place it onto the left thigh. Your hands are wrapping around the left thigh. Keep your right foot flexed so you're protecting your knee. And from here, you're just going to gently start to pull your legs in towards you. Finding ourselves in Suchirandrasana, Eye of the Needle pose. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Breathe deeply. Maybe you find your eyes closing here now. With an exhale, we'll release, drop your right foot into the earth. You'll then take your left ankle and place it onto the right thigh. Engage your left leg to protect your left knee by flexing your left foot. We'll then take our hands around the right thigh, and when you feel ready, start to pull your legs in. Now, if pulling your legs in doesn't feel good, and you want to keep your foot in the earth, that feels fine for you, please do that. You can even press the left knee gently as you open up that thigh a bit more. I want you to really make this pose your own. And breathe there. Let yourself relax. Let the breath flow through your body with ease. Inhales, finding length and space within the body. And with your exhales, sinking in, releasing anything that doesn't serve you here. Exhale, we'll gently release. You're going to lift your legs up so your calves become parallel to the mat and your arms either side of you. We're going to come into a twist here. So you're just going to gently start to drop your knees over towards the right as your gaze goes over to the left. Really try to release any tension in the body, letting yourself sink into the earth beneath you. If you haven't already, I really invite you to close your eyes and try to keep your eyes closed for the remainder of the practice. Now, if you don't feel safe closing your eyes, that is completely normal and completely fine. You can keep your eyes open and maybe you want to fix your gaze on a point. Maybe you want to stare at the ceiling. Maybe there's something to focus your gaze on there. Or maybe bringing yourself inward and trying to focus your gaze on your third eye. Find what suits you here. Try to relax the body. We're just going to gently swap sides. So you're going to drop your knees over towards the left, your gaze over to the right. You can keep your gaze at that third eye, focus on something within the room to stare at, or you have your eyes closed. Whatever helps you relax yourself. We're going to gently start to lift our legs back up and shift ourselves into our final pose, Savasana. Extending your legs out entirely, palms faced up, your arms will be either side of you. Adjusting yourself again to be completely comfortable using whatever props you need. Pillows, blankets, bolsters, they're all welcome. Making sure you find comfort here. And close your eyes. Try to release all judgments, all thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Letting yourself drift into a deeper state of relaxation. Giving your body the time to absorb this practice. I hope that you found some relief from this video. Stay in your Shavasana for as long as you feel is necessary, sending you so much strength and so much love.